what an honor. Thank you for being here and listen to these beautiful divine beings who are part of seeding the creation of life. Really, all of us, you know, we're all doing this every day in our everyday life. So here, you want to watch this all the way to the end. It's going to be such an incredible roundtable today. You're going to hear their stories and whatever they want to share, whether it's inner, you know, knowing that they're talking to their higher self, their divine team, but then also like, you know, their collective kind of life story, whatever they want to share, you know, they share for their self-healing journey and the ways that they seed, you know, in their everyday life, the creation of life, because that's what we're doing every day. Every day is a new day. You cannot hold on to the previous day, you all. You cannot. I mean, that was another day. That's already passed. That's already moved on. The energies is done. So you could only live in the now, as we always teach. Today is what matters. And it's like we always spend so much time worrying about all this stuff. And it's like, you know, the future. And it's like, but wait a minute. And you know, I know you hear it over and over, but that's a big theme right now. It's like just focus in the now, focus in the now. Be your best version of you right now, right this second, right this minute, right this hour. And then next hour, again, you do it again, over and over. So just be you. I love you with all that I am. One more thing is that I am doing more online workshops versus doing in-person sessions for Ora Hypnosis and Raw Reiki. So I actually am hosting, which is I'm debuting that. I did it once before, a couple years ago, but now I'm doing Raw Reiki. Raw Reiki live workshop is going to be every 4 months on the fourth Saturday of every 4 months. So I'd love to see you there. Our next one's going to be actually next month, which is going to be, what is that? That's going to be October. Yep. And let me give you the exact date. October. So, oh, where are we in? And we're in live. So that's going to be, wait, did I put the wrong dates? I think I put the wrong dates. Oh, I'm under the wrong one. Yeah, so you can go to my homepage and find out more information about that. You click online workshop live certifications, Raw Reiki. And that is going to be October 25th. So 10-2525, what's up? Come hang out with me. You're going to hear all these different stories of both their individual self-healing and then some of what they've learned at Rising Phoenix Mystery School. So why not? Come test it out. Plus you get, you do 20% off coupon, and it's like 111 off regular price. So I'd love to meet you there. And then again, every 4 months. And then the live online workshop is in November, because some of these beautiful practitioners actually got Ora certified online. I know Clare did for sure, and but most of them I think did in person. But let's get moving, let's get going, let's go. We're gonna dance a minute and then they're gonna introduce themselves and get ready, you all, for a incredible round table. Thank you. Here we go. So this is actually Ora Zikara, but you can find her under Gabby Zikara, and you'll hear more about her. So this is her song. Let's go ahead and dance to that right now. And it's called Moon.
I'll give you the moon. I'll take it.
So yellow, so bright. She rises to the night, so gentle, so sweet, sweet. She rises while I'm asleep. And I say, oh, whoa, whoa. Tell me what you're thinking, floating through the stars. Fill me with your healing, oh, whoa, whoa. Mama, you're too beautiful, and it shows. Oh, moon, you are sweet Mary, the Trinity. If I want
Thank you. Thank you, Ora. What an honor to have played your song starting off this video. All right. You guys can find her under Spotify, but she'll say her intro. Why don't you introduce yourself since we just played your song? Beautiful.
Yeah, hey, and thanks so much for having me on. It's such a blessing to be here with you guys. Like, I just done a video on my own socials. Like, I'm going to be sharing such amazing conversation with some amazing souls. So hopefully, some people come and watch us on here. But I'm Ora, I was Gabby Zikara, which is what my music's known as. But I've recently changed my name because I just felt like I needed a new spell. I was ready to just make a big shift and change in my life. And I teach a lot about the power of the word and every day or every race spells that we accidentally may cast upon ourselves. It's like hidden spells in the English language, really. So what is also a spell is your name. So I've always been known as Gabriella, which is like gift of the gab, which is great for sharing online. And then I just kind of felt like Gabriella served me for so long and I felt like I was ready for a shift. And so now I'm Aura and I do live my spiritual practices every single day. It's something, it's really what I put first in my life. And so I teach online. I'd say I'm like a spiritual teacher, I teach about enlightenment, what I call light path living. So how to really just um, how to bring in more light into your life, how to speak more light, think more light, how to eat more light, all focused around how to really let go and overcome the heaviness and ascend up to our highest version. And so, yes, I've been teaching and walking the path and hoping to inspire people to find that within themselves as well. And the journey is never always easy. Even when I walk this path, you still have days where you wake up and you have this like bad energy, or you feel like, gosh, the world is heavy. But it's I teach different techniques on how to deal with those times and how to shake the energy off so that you don't get stuck in it. And so how we can just really cope with living in this earthly plane with the density that it is at the minute. But I cancel and delete that spell because we are ascending and I want to put a lightful spell on the world and the density. We're all ascending, and I feel like my main purpose really is to bring Eden back to this plane, really returning Earth to a crystalline blueprint the way that she was always meant to be. So thanks so much for having me on. It's so fun and I can't wait to chat to you all and share wisdom and hear all your stories as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Aura. Beautifully put. I mean, this is what we do, right? We bring that crystalline blueprint and Eden. Wow. Yes. So thank you for being here. And Aura recently got certified. Go check her out, you all. Go book a session with her. She got certified in Ireland. It was so special. Aura and Raw Reiki certified. So special to have her there and her beautiful love light. And I love everything that she talks about. You'll get to hear more about her later, but yeah, it's so incredible. She started off having an aura session with me years ago, a long time ago. And then, from there, I just kept seeing her posts and I kept seeing her numbers and her followers, I guess her listeners really kind of expand. So you can check her out on her TikToks, right? And yeah, TikTok, and where else can we find you?
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I tried Rumble. I am on Rumble, but I've been a bit lazy with my Rumble page, really. But yeah, on all of those.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Check her out and book a session. And then we have four other beautiful individuals. Philip, you're here, love. We weren't sure if Philip was going to make it. So if you need to turn off your camera at any point, Philip, you can. I know you're busy there. And then if you also need to leave early, you can too, because I know you're busy there being a father. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here as a divine masculine with us. Do you want to say hi, Philip? Since I address you, tell
Yeah,
us.
I'll do a real quick hi. I love Aurora. I think she's amazing. I think what she's done for my life, I'm really grateful for. It's really made a big difference. So it's a real honor to be here, and I'll see what I can contribute. I am feeding my son at the moment in the background, so I'm going to keep this very short. You can find me on beempowered.uk. I do offer Aura sessions. I do one a week. That's as much as I can really manage. So But it's beautiful to be here. And I tell you what, this group of people, they're beautiful. And there's loads of other practitioners all across the world. And it's an amazing community. And I'd highly recommend, if you're seeking a life-changing community, come along. It's really, really beautiful. And the retreats are amazing. And as well as that, if I can share, they do online training, which is how I managed to be a practitioner, because I work as an architect and it's the only way I could do this and do all the other things that I do and train at the same time. So if you're a bit like me and you've got lots going on and you're doing lots of work and stuff, it's a really easy pathway to follow, and it's the one that I did. So that's my bit for now, and I'll just go off mic.
Thank you, Philip. That's perfect because you actually missed it. We're doing more online for the next year. So Philip was one of the Aura and Raw certifications, or hypnosis, entity removal, and Raw Reiki certifications. And he did it online a couple years ago. So he's been here since then, just really being strong in his heart and healing himself, his family, other people, as he said, the sessions. So go to aurapractitioners.com again to find him and all the practitioners. What a joy and honor. And I also offer sessions, but yeah, they're here to talk today. So thank you. Thank you, Philip, for being such a pure, beautiful divine masculine, the epiphany of a divine masculine. There you are, holding the love, and it is seen through all lifetime and space, your heart and your light. Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Who wants to say hi next? And then, yeah, you guys could just say briefly like we have, and then where they can find you. Go for it. Nikki, go.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I brought my bubbles. So you can find me on, well, first off, I should say, I was like, thank you, Aurora, for having us all divinely be here. It's honestly an honor. It's always so much fun being with all of you. I just feel so at home being here with all of you. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram on Majestic Unicorn Healing. And I also do raw sessions, raw sessions, aura sessions, and quantum galactic healing sessions, as well as house clearings. And you can book a session with me on Majestic Unicorn Healing .myshopify.com. So I'm just honestly honored to be here. I feel like my life has so drastically changed since I became an Aura practitioner. I feel like the best way I can describe it is, you know how people, when they describe Yeshua, they describe like before Christ and after Christ? Like that's how I feel like my life feels. Like it's like before I became an Aura practitioner and after. It's so different. I just remember meeting Aurora and being like, this is your life. Like just such magical things happen when you're around her and when you start awakening to this like truth of yourself. So my message for all of you here is, if this is your first time ever watching Aurora, or if this is your 20,000, you've been watching her for years, it's time to jump in. The time is now. I was like, the energy is here to support you. If you've never done a healing modality and you're like, well, what if I can't do it? Like, it's time to believe in yourself. It's time to let go. I was like, of that self-doubt, and really believe in yourself, because you can do it. And this work is so pure in the heart. It's so divinely love that it will shake off anything in your life that is not. The things that you think that you are, oh, I like to party, oh, I like to do this, oh, I like to gossip, like they are not you. You will shed so hard and it will be challenging, but you will rise to your highest potential. So basically why I'm, what I promote on my channels is definitely always giving like a message of the day. I also work with the benevolent mystical creatures, and I'm here on earth to awaken people to their power, to their magic, because we truly are so magical and so divine. And it's time that we wake up to that magic, and it's time that we like remember the mystical creatures like the unicorns, the dragons, the fairies, the leprechauns. If I didn't say the leprechauns, they'd probably like throw glitter at me right now. But they're just so magical, and I'm really here to awaken people and also help people connect back with their inner child, because our inner child, really working with our inner child, is our greatest gift. And so I'm just here to help be fun, be light, be magical, and be a little happy little unicorn, and help my clients exceed their wildest expectations and be on their highest, most organic timeline. So it's always a pleasure to be here with all of you. Becoming an Aura practitioner was honestly one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. And when you come to the retreats, I knew when I became an Aura practitioner, this is really what I wanted to do with my life. But when I came to the retreats, I had no idea just how powerful I am. And this group of individuals is so divine. Like when I tell you the superheroes of the world, I mean, there's other people other than Ora practitioners superhero the world, like superheroes. And that's how I view us. The work that we're doing is so divine, helping heal Mother Earth, helping the children, helping save the children, helping everyone ascend into the beauty that we always were. So if you feel like you're missing that soul group, welcome home. Honestly, this is what it feels like when you're with these people. It feels like lifetimes of happiness and bliss. And we go through challenging experiences together, but we get through it and we're stronger together. And we're so supportive of one another. I'm telling you, they have helped me through the hardest things at retreats. These people are so divine and so in their heart. And this is what the 60 is all about. It is about love. It is about helping each other. And it's about it's about loving each other, and it's about helping each other, and it's about having fun. So if you feel like you're missing that home, join the Ora practitioners and welcome home.
So beautiful, Nikki. She's quite incredible. Her love light is beautiful, but I think the most beautiful thing about her is her inner child, how much she's worked all her life to heal her inner child, so that really radiates out of from her. This child, the inner child that just, enjoys life. And that's actually the easiest. Time after time, we hear that. It's like you just let go and have fun and just flow, right? Let go, have fun, and flow. And then, it would all play out. That's all you need. And from there, yes, you could be removing dark energy, dark entities, but you just have fun with it. You're just like dancing it, dancing with it as you heal the earth. So what an honor. And I love what you said, Nikki, too. Before and after the Rising Phoenix Mystery School, that's really important. I hear that often. Like I was talking to a beautiful couple. Maybe they'll be here or she'll be here next time. And talking to them, they began with being together, and then how they were going to grow their family, which is their story. But she says I often ask my spouse, because they're both now Ora and Raw certified, like how before Rising Phoenix Mystery School or after. And they asked that because they were so different. They were like completely different people. I mean, the easiest ways to you could explain is denser, right? And then how they are so much in their heart. So it's beautiful to see you all transform in the way that you are, and the way you're loved and you're supported. I mean, you're here at Rising Phoenix Mystery School, you're loved and you're supported and you're honored. And it's just beautiful. So thank you, Nikki, for saying that. Claire, go ahead, go love. Tell us about you.
Wow, I just love you all, just infinitely. It's just got a huge smile on my face, and the community is just incredible, absolutely incredible. It is such an honor to be part of this community. I'm feeling that really expansive heart that we were feeling in Ireland, the 13th Gateway. It's just there. It's just boom, incredible. Thank you for inviting us, Aurora. And thank you. I'm so blessed that I found you. It was back in 2021 when I became Ora and Ra certified through the mentorship program. And it only took me once to one video of watching Aurora, and I just knew that this was part of my mission. It was part of my purpose. And it's just been level up after meeting people. The reunions in person is just so divine. Everyone is, like Nikki said, everyone is just so beautiful. Come join us. It's just there's just so much magic. And obviously, if you've been watching Aurora's videos, you would have seen some of the magic, but to actually see it in person, you just cannot even, isn't it? It's just imaginable to feel it and see it in person. So my name's Claire. I am from the UK, Sherwood Forest area, and I offer, so you can find me as Krysto Sophia Circle of Light with my partner Jeffrey. And I also, as well as Ora Ra certified, I also offer Quantum Galactic Akashic readings. I also recently this year started a Grid Workers Journal, because that is truly mine and Jeffrey's mission and passion, as well as Ora's and Ra. It's also about the grid working, and truly for the journey that we've been on with the grid working, it goes hand in hand with the Ora and Ra certifications and the alchemy that we can use, and the amount of work that we can do to shift the land, assist Mother Earth, assist all of the beautiful magical creatures that might be trapped within the different levels and planes of existence. It's just that is our passion. So we started a Grid Workers Journal where we share all about grid working, dragon ley lines, stone circles, the power of Mother Earth, really, and how we're here to assist with the leveling up. And obviously part of our ascension is also part of Mother Earth's ascension. As she ascends, we ascend. So it's just holding her in that infinite love as she holds us in that infinite love for our healing, like we do hers. And also we offer retreats as well within the UK, sometimes with firewalking. Jeffrey's a firewalking instructor, so that's quite exciting. So we offer those, and also sound baths as well. So yes, you can find me at circleoflighthealer.com, and I'm on Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and at aurapractitioners.com, where you can find myself and all of the other Aura practitioners. So thank you for inviting me, Aura.
Beautiful. Thank you, Claire. You and your beautiful twin flame have done tremendous work all over Earth, and you've gone very, very far, both in our world in the Americas and then in your world. So we thank you for all the work you've done. I've heard that your class on Grid Workers Journal is beautiful and incredible. So check it out. Check it out, you all. Thank you. Gina, what's up? You see her every week, and Claire usually is helping out in chat. But make sure you guys add your questions now to the live chat. Thank you for the current over 35 watching, streaming 66 now. So thank you for being here. Good number, 66 streaming now. So go ahead, Gina, say hi, love.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gina. I'm so excited to be here with these beauties, ladies and gentlemen. They're all incredible. I've met them all. I'm just so inspired and in awe of all of you. And that's truly how we feel about each other here at the Rising Phoenix Mystery School, Rising Phoenix Aurora. You know, she teaches us so many different things, so many classes. I've done them all. And I'm telling you guys, you'll hear more about all of our stories and how inspired we've been by all these trainings. But honestly, I can't tell you how much it's changed my life. I can't tell you enough how incredible it is to live every day knowing that I am freer than I was the day before. My heart's freer, my mind, my body, my spirit, everything is much freer every single day than it was the day before, because we grow and we learn, and we're shifting with the earth, and we're rising with her. And I'm just honored to be here with all of them today. You can find me at the Rising Phoenix Mystery School, online with the Aura practitioners, as well as these beauties here. And you can also find it at clearheartsoflove.com. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. I have, I think, TikTok as well. And then I also have something I started on a site called My Clear Lifestyle. And it offers some different inspirational shirts and journals and notebooks, things like that, just so you could be more inspired in life. So just kind of cool things to kind of keep us inspired day to day. It's because, like Aurora said, I loved when she said, we're living too much in the future or the past, and we have to keep living in the now. And that honestly was a message that I got this morning. So I think it's beautiful Aurora said that, because it just, again, confirmation, we confirm and support each other. But yeah, living right now in this moment, right here, right now, I'm just so grateful and so honored to be here with all of you. And it is a beautiful day. And thank you so much for being here. And please add your questions, because we're excited to hear from everybody out there too.
Wow. And I love everything you just said, Gina, about the freedom, which we want to send some love over to Charlie Kirk. Love you with all that I am. Incredible soul. He actually came to us the night before, the night after. And yeah, he's definitely passed on. It's not a staged and he was talking about, so I think I'll open it up. I'll dedicate my portion to him and his family, because his beautiful family, his wife and his children, and the way that he fought for America and for the world, really, and for the children. So I want to honor him and I love him. Thank you again. So what he said in his message is that he said that he was here to shift and wake up the people, right? Especially the ones in the colleges, the ones that were going to be bringing forth really the working class. If you follow my my social media, I posted, I typed something up for him. And he said that his mission was accomplished. He had done what he needed to do. It is also very sad and heartbreaking, to be honest, to watch how strong his wife is. And then, the fact that his two little kids will, kind of growing up with the legacy of his father, but, not quite remembering him. So just sending love again. My goodness. But so that's what he said there. And then he said that his whole life path was about debating, and he was just honored to have come here. And it was also very interesting that it happened the day before Yeshua's birthday, September 11th. So he, ascended out September 10, by the person that took his life. But everything's divine, even though as horrible as it is, and nor do we agree with any kind of acts like that. And then how Gina said, we are free. So that's what we embody here, right? Like the freedom. And that's what he embodied too, in his own way. We all, the different ways that the collective is, leading the way to in their different branches of wherever they spread out and whatever, they're tackling as far as their, mission. And that's what he did. And he did into the heaviest density, at least here in Americas, which would be the confused transhumanism, LGTB especially, or, all these children in the colleges and campuses that he went to. And I just want to really thank him for tackling that kind of mission and spreading his love light, no matter which way you look at those videos, that every single person that came at him in that form, as he debated with love and respect with them, and facts and truth, and very simple and simplicity. And as we know, they don't like that. So we know that it was an inverted way that they took him out, and they were trying to give out a message, right? As they're asking him about transgender, LGTB, transgender, massacres, he gets shot, and we know that what they're trying to say there. So yeah, that's not okay. But he was thankful for the mission. He was thanking everyone in the collective. He was passing the baton to you, to all of us. That's what he was doing. And dream time gonna make me cry. And then he back to the Yeshua. I do feel that he was an essence of Yeshua, and that's why it happened right before, because I remember I walked with Yeshua, and he was just like that, you all. He was fierce, fiery, and very strong in his truth, and he could debate with you, and you definitely did not want to debate with Yeshua, because he will always come up the right, because he was right all the time. So yeah, and I just want to honor him. And then Yeshua, his birthday yesterday, September 11th, for that. It was heavy energy here for me, for us in the States. But yeah, thank you. I love you again. Thank you. Charlie Kirk and his family. Thank you. So yeah. And that's what I really want to say today. But you all, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's keep going, and let's talk about this freedom and the ways that you guys have shifted your world. And thank you for all the love, you all. You don't have to, like, they're not here to like do that. I don't ask them to do that. They're just, speaking from their hearts in the ways that they've really shifted. So I mean, it comes even more purely and genuinely when they, it's from their own heart. But who wants to talk? You all, let's talk. So what's new? What were the messages you all get? What are them that you all got before preparing for this most incredible roundtable? What's important in the now? You keep hearing me talk about gods and goddesses, and their energies are back. So I'll give a message about that later. But tell me, you all, how are you embodying this pure being that you are in the most best ways that you can every day? Who wants to chat?
All right, I guess I'll go first. Yes, Aurora is not paying any of us to say any of this. We are not paid actors. We are not paid actors. She is not giving us anything other than the pure love that she is. I do want to say a huge shout out to Charlie for sure, because I feel like for a little bit I've been like holding back on really just going for it on platforms, because there's a lot of really messed up things that have happened to me. I've gotten really tricked on my spiritual journey, like really bad. And there's a lot of things that like I know that I really want to talk about. And I've been feeling maybe a little like intimidated, like even though I know that I'm a warrior and I know I can handle anything, but I think so. Thank you to him for speaking the truth. And it doesn't mean I agree with everything that he said, but like for really being that voice, because it's time for all of us, not just like here, not if not, it doesn't matter if you have a platform or don't. It's time for us to speak our truth, and it's time for us to stand up for the truth and for love and to fight for what is right, and to keep battling and keep eradicating the archon, and to really be in our heart. So thank you to Charlie, because I've been feeling like lately it's like the push that I need. That like there has been other lifetimes where we've been prosecuted or murdered for speaking our truth, right? They know that we have a pure heart, and they want us more than anybody else. When you're really like so pure and full of love, they don't want people to speak the truth. They don't want people to live in their heart. They want people to be scared. They want people to be brainwashed. They want people to be in fear. So I really want to thank you, Charlie, because I really feel like hearing you, I mean, not that I didn't hear you before, but I feel like since then, I feel like it's time. And it's not just time for me to speak up, it's time for all of us to speak up for what is right. Because if we just sit around in the background, we're going to let these awful timelines play out. And I know if I'm here, I didn't come here for that. I came here for the ascension. I came here to help people remember, So thank you, Charlie. And sending love to all of his family for sure. You've made such a massive impact. And it's just, yeah, honored to, walk the earth with the people that are really here to make the epic change. I think the thing that I've been going through lately is really learning, like once again, talking about the inner child. There was really about 6 weeks ago when I was having these feelings of feeling scared. And I'm pretty good about knowing when like it's a negative thought that's like not mine at this point. Like I'm pretty well aware because of doing these teachings, doing, the classes that Aurora teaches and really being in my heart. So I'm really good at like discerning what's my thought and what's not, which is just a really good feeling. Cause when a negative thought comes in, you're like, that's not mine, like autocorrect delete, like that's not me. So that feels really good to be so in my heart to know when a thought is not mine. But the other day, I was just like, I'm so in fear. I'm so in fear. And I'm like, but it's not me. What is it? And I was like, I looked to my inner child. And for me, she's always on my left-hand side. I looked to her and she's like, I'm really scared right now. And I'm like, but what's going on? She's like, I see all these skinwalkers around us. Like, I'm really scared, but I see all these mystical creatures around us too. And so I just helped her through it. I was like, remember, we know the alchemy symbols. Like, I know the alchemy symbols, and we're going to help like eradicate these skinwalkers, and we're going to help clear the energy. And we know how to do this. And we can call in the angels, and we can call in the dragons and the unicorns and the benevolent mystical creatures to help us. Like, we don't need to be in fear. Like, we're powerful. So I've started to really realize that it really is so many things simultaneously happening all at once. It's like our inner child, it's the present moment, Nikki, and then there's future Nikki, that all are really coming together to help guide us. Because sometimes you need to help your inner child, and sometimes you're like, yo, I don't know what's going on. And your higher self has to be like, hey, like this is what's going on. So I really started to really work with my inner child, and it's really transforming my life. It like really is transforming your life. If you feel like you're like, I don't know, stuck in your life, or just, I don't know, anything that's happened to you like in childhood, it's really important right now. Like, I know we don't want to face the darkest things that have happened to us, but we have to. Like, we don't have to, but it's going to make our life a whole lot easier. And that's what really the eclipse has like shown me. They showed me the darkest thing that has ever happened to me, and I had to face it. And when I did, like my headache lightened. I ended up like getting physically sick, but I let it go. and I felt better. It took me a little bit to like recalibrate back, but what I'm telling you is the things that you don't want to look at are the things you need to look at. And it's scary, and I get it, it's scary. Like my inner child was like freaking out, but she was showing me what I needed to know. And then when I was looking at her and working with her, she was showing me how she was screaming my whole life, like screaming. She felt like she was trapped because like I have been abducted and they took me, and I felt like it's been playing out my whole life that she's been screaming. And it's like, I want to become the best version of myself, but how do I continue becoming the best version of myself when my inner child is screaming for help? Like I can't become my full ascended. I can't ascend when she's still down here scream like on a spaceship screaming because they're like abducting her and sex trafficking her. So I know it's really difficult to go to those dark places, but we have to work through it. And our inner child is going to thank us because it's going to help us in this now moment. That now when I look at my inner child, she's like singing and she's happy and she's so excited. But like, I can't be my best version when she's so in distress. So I know that it's really difficult to look at these things, that some of us have been sex trafficked, some of us have been abducted, some of us have been physically abused, sexually abused. I understand because I've been through it, not only this lifetime, but other lifetimes too. But it's really important that you see it. You see it and you feel it and you give your younger self love, because there's things that have played out in my life where I didn't want to be seen. So I would like binge eat because I didn't want people to see me. And it's because my inner child is still scared. She still thinks that someone's going to come abduct her again. So I know this is deep. I know I may sound crazy, but you have to face your darkness because the light is going to be so bright that's going to come from that. And it's so important that we love and we nourish our inner child right now, because they like, when we go to 6D, like not everything's so serious. Like we are having fun. We're like unicorns. We're like with the leprechauns always like throw glitter at me and throw like bubbles, and we're being silly, we're being fun. So it's like in order to get there, we have to make sure that our inner child is like having a good time. So we got to work through that trauma. And I know it's really intense, but they're gonna thrive so much more when we do this as well. And that's the thing, the message when I talked to Adama the other day when I was on Mount Shasta, and I also talked to Mount Shasta as well, it really is letting go. It is so important. Like it's so important to let go of these things that you think that you are, but you know you're really not. That like it really, like what Aurora is saying, like you have to let go of it because there's so much beauty that's around us. And if we're just so stuck in like the madness and the cycles in our head that we're not good enough and da 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 da, we just keep letting it play out, like we can't see the magic around us. That's the other thing I always like say lately, that I'm having like the best day of my life, and something always happens that makes it like the best day ever. So I think it's just really important to feel into the love. Also, another I think message too for me that's really helped me in my life is grounding. Like woo, grounding. Like grounding and connecting with the trees. They're so benevolent. They have so much to say. And when you start really becoming connected with the elements and with the earth, like when you go for your walks, you'll feel the breeze of the dragons on your skin, and you'll see like the trees wave at me. I know people are probably like, she's crazy. Like the trees wave at me. I talk to the squirrels. I'm talking to so and so. I'm saying hello. Like everything is so alive. If you were just here in this present moment instead of like being on your phone, and like go for a walk, don't put any music on, just be in all of the beauty around you, and you will be amazed. And also sometimes when I'm in nature, what I do is I will see things through my third eye. And the coolest thing when I was in Mount Shasta is I was there seeing things with my third eye. I was seeing the benevolent mystical creatures, I was seeing the dragons, and I was seeing the Lemurian people that used to walk the lands right there with me. So like let's keep tapping into these magical timelines and keep like cultivating and creating the magic that is here. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, Nikki. Absolutely incredible. I love everything you said. Just gorgeous, so you are. And I just want to add two things to what you said is I love what you said about how we're talking about like working on the inner child. But then also reminds you like you also forget about the you from yesterday, right? So the you from yesterday maybe had a rough time. So don't forget that the next day after you survived yesterday, that you want to talk to the one from yesterday, from this now time space where you're okay now and the energies have shifted, whether it's within you or in the collective. And you got to tell her it's okay. You're going to push through it. You're going to do it. And you're going to hold the space for her, for him, for her or him from yesterday. You understand? So also it's like you have to be more like, say something is a little challenging gonna happen, so that the one that survived it the day after, you have to tell them that's gonna happen to them. You understand? Yesterday, and tell her you're gonna do it, you're gonna be fine. You understand? So this is so powerful, and this is how you get through that time space where it was a bit rougher to the next day where it's easier. Yeah, and then the next thing I want to say is the freedom that we feel is quite beautiful. Like, when I was traveling in the past, it's sometimes a bit dangerous, you can say, because because of what we do with aura hypnosis. People actually do heal. People actually do heal from being blind in a week, from healing from the COVID vaccine, from healing from cancer. They do heal from that, and that's through aura hypnosis sensitivity removal. So with that, the dark forces, whatever, so anyways, what's really nice is as I'm traveling now, I can feel the shift, especially for us in the Americas with the presidency and that's happening. Say you're traveling, you can feel it, like, hey, you can't mess with me now. Even if you go to a doctor or clinic, like, wait a minute, you can't force me to force that jab, that vaccination into my child. So that shift is happening on Earth. And for those of you who are not in the Americas, for those of you who are on the other side, right? Because Ora, Clare, and Phillip, you guys are over there in the other world where perhaps you're not quite there. It's very beautiful, you all. So let us bridge those two worlds, those two dragons that we've been talking about. Let them feel that freedom that we're feeling over here, where you could walk past an airport and the security can't try to like mess with you because, they know whatever, that you're full of light. And your children don't have to be targeted at the doctor's office to get a vaccine, because we have a choice now and we can say no. We always had the choice, but it is nice, you all. It's very nice. And then our hopes is always to spread it to the world. And with that, who wants to talk next? Phillip, you want to go? You might have a minute now, or you could tell us later too. Later? Okay, beautiful. Who else wants to go? And just talk about whatever you guys want. You don't have to go with what we just talked about. Or you want to go?
Yeah. So what's been coming up for me, and it is something that I share a lot online, is the power of like health and spirituality. And it's like one of those things where when I was younger, I never cared about like how I would eat. I never cared about drinking tap water. I didn't care about my health at all. And when I started my spiritual awakening, I was like vegan first. I started waking up, and then I met my spiritual teacher who ended up being my twin. And he was saying to me, like, if you want to really like refine your vessel, your temple, and really start to have like quick spiritual experiences, start clearing up your vessel, get rid of your addictions, balance your internal chemistry, start eating better, stop drinking tap water. And I used to hate it because I was so addicted to like junk food, and it's comforting to just scran out on some like popcorn and pizza and stuff in the evening. So food is such a hard one to let go of. But what I've learned since I changed my food plan and started eating a lot cleaner, I talk about like alkaline vegan, is that food is mood. And when there's so much, say, like chaos going on in the world, when we are eating better and looking after ourselves, we feel better, because the drugs that are in junk food and the food that they give us, even the drugs that are in tap water, drugs obviously alter the chemistry of our brain, and certain drugs could probably alter it in the way that we could access higher planes. But then the drugs that they put in the food industry that we eat today, just like the general standard American diet and standard UK diet, drugs that make us have like brain fog and put us into almost like a daze as opposed to being alert and aware and feeling balanced and feeling good. So one of the things that I always love to share, if anyone is watching who hasn't looked at your food plan yet, is if ever you're feeling like you're really anxious or you're feeling like you have low days or you want to have the energy to fulfill your purpose but you just get lethargic a lot, have a look at, say, the water you drink or the food you eat, because it makes such a big difference. And when you start eating food that fills you with life force energy, eating food that balances your internal chemistry, cutting out the animal products, because animal products are obviously got a lot of sad energy to do with when they were the animals were being raised and when they're killed and stuff. When we start to really put our health seriously, it shifts us so much spiritually. And it's funny because it wouldn't be something I would think like health and spirituality go hand in hand, but it turns out they actually do. And when we start looking after ourselves physically, it affects us fully, like energetically, mentally, emotionally. We feel much more balanced. And so I've personally found when I started eating better and stopped drinking the tap water that anything that happens in life, I find it a lot easier to have more clarity around things, to be able to connect into my angels and guides and receive messages a lot clearer, to be able to even feel energy around me and feel if I've got, say, a psychic attack or there's a like heavy energy when you're hanging out with certain people. To be able to sense it is so important. And the more that we can start to like heal our vessel and cleanse our vessel, I've found it really refines your gifts and allows you to have more spiritual awareness. And what I loved about Aurora's retreat is it is whole foods and vegan. She teaches the power of eating clean. And with the retreat as well, when you become a practitioner, or even just whenever you have a session with Aurora, she sends you like a shielding document which teaches you how to shield yourself properly. And this is something that really changed me because I never saw the importance of shields. I never thought, like, what's the point in doing it? I couldn't really be bothered to do it. And then, like, I learned about how all things can come with attachments. People can, like, hand down things to you, and they can have attachments. You could just like hang out with the wrong people and have attachments. You could take certain drugs or drink the wrong like tap water and get attachments. And so this shielding was so it's so crazy because I started doing it every day, which is what Aurora teaches, do it every AM and every PM. And then like it's like I just felt different. And what's really funny is the first time I did it, someone came and like tried to have an argument with me in person, and I was thinking, why are they attacking me through this person? Like why like aren't the shields meant to be working? But then I realized that they couldn't get to me anymore, so they were trying to use someone else around me to get to me because the shields were on. And so the shields like have helped me feel a lot more confident and strong in my life, in my anything I'm doing, like my business, my car, my house, I shield them all. I've started also shielding like the earth as without infiltrating on people's free will, and shielding the good lights and the animals and the innocent, and just like really extending that love not only just on myself on my own life but externally as well. And yeah, like all of these things just really living the spiritual life, putting things into practice every single day, not just like going to church on Sunday, but actually every day, doing your shields, like eating well, like looking after yourself as much as you can, really. I found it to be really transformational and really powerful. So that's what's been coming up for me is all that kind of stuff.
Beautiful. Thank you, Aura. So beautiful. You want to tell us a little bit about your music while you're talking?
Yeah, I was doing music before I even started waking up. So when I was like 15, I was writing protest songs that was just basically trying to highlight the issues going on in the world. And people would like cry every time they'd listen to my songs, like, gosh, they're so moving and so impacting. And then I ended up thinking I want to do this as like a career. So I went and did it like at college and uni. But when I went to uni, I would say I don't know if I really went off path or whether it was always part of my path, but I started like getting addicted to drugs and going out and then making music that was like what could sell in the mainstream like industry as opposed to like, wow, I want to change the world with my songs. So I really took like a turn off for ages and then started waking up and then I was like, I really want to just put my music on hold because I want to know who I am and what I want to stand for as a person before I even go and try and like share my message with the world. I felt like I needed to just take a moment and heal myself because really I was I felt like in a lot of competition with people. I was jealous of people. I wasn't like I had a lot of insecurities and self-worth issues that I needed to address before I was going to try and do something serious. So I ended up on my healing journey and then just more recently started trying to put more spiritual lyrics within my music again, doing it in 432 hertz and things like that. And I've been like half and half whether to go for it again or whether to just do it on the side and like what am I meant to be doing my music or is it just like something to enjoy and share? So I'm kind of there at the minute. But yeah, it's nice. I appreciate it when people ask me about my music and want to listen because really it is an expression of almost my soul. So when people take appreciation, it's like feels like you people like kind of see you. And so I really appreciate that. So
Thank you, beautiful. We see you and
thank
love your music. Yeah.
you.
All right. Awesome. Who wants to go next? Gina, Claire? Claire, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, so really what's been coming up for me recently is the layers of self-healing. And that's when I connected in this morning with my higher self. This is really what you know she wanted to share. So I'm bringing this forward. She it came through first as a rose with the different petals of the rose and explaining about all the different petals of the rose being different expressions of yourself, different parts of you that you want to look at, and and that's when the message came through about having different layers of us, because sometimes we feel like we've been on this journey for such a long time. When are we going to ever stop the self-healing journey? And it's not that truly, it's just that there are deeper layers that we're looking at every single time. There's just something deeper that we go into. And I don't know about anybody else, but particularly the equinoxes really pull up a lot of the self-healing for me. And I think therefore also it is a collective thing as well that is pulling up. And so I tend to, I think it's once you start realizing that there's a pattern to your own self-healing, it makes it a little bit easier, because then you can think to yourself, okay, I'm not going to overthink the fact that I'm in this energy, you know. I'm actually going to embrace the energy that I'm in. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to go within myself. I'm going to see what is actually coming up. Just like Nikki shared, you know, she knew that there's something coming up with the inner child around the eclipse. And so she went within to see what that is. Instead of trying to block it, actually embrace it. And so that's exactly what I've started realizing, at the patterns, and actually noting them down in a journal is also a good idea, you know, in your diary. Okay, this time, and then you can look the following year. Is this a cycle that's coming up? Is this something that my energy is flowing with the seasons? My energy is flowing with the, you know, whatever's going on in the cosmos, whether it be the eclipses. Another point is, for me particularly, is the winter solstice. That's another deep healing point that I particularly work through. So I think it's just about honoring yourself and also not judging yourself, which is a big thing, you know, because when you're in this energy of self-healing, you think, oh, but I should be doing this. I should be, but the other people are doing it, you know, but such and such is okay. They're all fine. So is it just me? And, you know, and we're always like, judging. It's like, okay, what I do if I start judging myself is I place a white rose in my heart. And that really does start helping to release the self-judgment. And it's like, no, I'm not going to judge myself. I'm going to obviously start working on what do I need to work on particularly. So that's exactly what I really wanted to look at is these layers. And also the great thing about I had lots of layers of self-healing, like many people do, you know, it's just layers and layers and layers. But what the thing really, how Aura helped me is because I've had many different past lives, like many people have. So therefore, in order to really truly heal my layers, if I hadn't have gone and had Aura, if I hadn't have had an Aura and looked at my different past lives, I could be just hitting the surface and never even get into those deep wounds. So the moment I had my first Aura, and most people will say you never forget your first Aura. You never forget them but the first Aura is just incredible because it really does, you know, there's you know, it might be a nightmare, a recurring nightmare that you've been having since you were a child, and then you realize it's this past life. It might be that you know, there's just a recurring cycle, a recurring theme. It might be certain relationships that has been your lessons, your experiences that have been coming up in this life. And it's not until you then, if you've done so much healing and you're feeling like, okay, I'm getting to the end of this, it's got to be coming to the end, then you realize, oh, okay, so I had a past life with that person. So that's why this is recurring. Oh, I actually had a cycle where I was abandoned in a past life. And so abandonment keeps coming up. So truly, if you don't start looking at the soul journey, the holistic soul journey as well as this lifetime, you could be trying to tap away for a very long time. If you get to the root cause of it, it shifts a lot quicker. I'm pretty, it's a faster cycle, isn't it? It's just faster once you start getting to the root cause, and then it starts lifting up. And then what you find is that you start shifting your timelines. Your timelines start shifting so rapidly to the most highest timeline for you, that then your purpose and everything that you know you're meant to be doing then steps forward, enables you to do that. When I first found Aurora, I never thought that I would ever be able to speak on a round table, for instance, because the reason why I did a mentorship was because I was very shy. I didn't feel as though I was worthy enough to go into a group setting with a live, you know, even definitely not meeting people in person, but not even meeting people online. Yet now I'm actually, I've been on a few of these roundtables now, and they're getting a lot more easier. I actually like, hosting the workshops with the Grid Workers Journal. I never would have been able to do that if Aurora hadn't have asked me to step up and step forward. And she really is such a fantastic mentor in order to help you. She very lovingly holds the space for you to step forward. Do you feel like it's time for you to go on that retreat? Actually, yeah. And what she's doing is she's lovingly guiding you, because she knows how you're going to transform when you reach that reunion. Like, she knows what's going to happen. So when you go and you do step forward and you go to that retreat, like, wow, yep, she actually, it's incredible, absolutely life-changing. And the other thing that is life-changing is when you do become that Aura practitioner. So having obviously having a session, having an Aura session, but then to step forward and actually be a practitioner is another level of healing. It's a totally like with the shielding, for instance. And just to say also, anybody that has an Aura session also receives the shielding that Aura was speaking about. So you can actually start that process of shielding and protecting your own energy. So then, but once you become an Aura practitioner, then you level up even more. And it's just phenomenal. I went from working full time, you know, running a restaurant, 60 hours a week, and my life has completely transformed and changed. I now work full time, offering sessions, or, you know, everything that we offer, the services, and I have my time where I can be disciplined with my energy, because that was the other thing that Divine Mother was talking, and she also wanted to bring forward, was the balance. So finally, I just want to share about balance when you're a healer. So for me, like how I spoke about the self-healing and not feeling bad about needing to do that, needing to step away sometimes from actually our role, because for me, when I'm holding the space of love for somebody in a session, I need to be fully there, present. It's very important. I need to be at my full optimum energy to hold that space. So that's why it's as a healer, it's important to, okay, if you need to take that time off, you need to reschedule that session. That is the best thing to do, because you need to be at your optimal energy, and don't feel bad for that. So, you know, just holding that space of love is really important, you know, with being a healer. And I've forgotten my train of thread now, what I was actually going to talk about, but basically, in a nutshell, it's important. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So Divine Mother said, you know, it's important. You've got to be balanced. You've got to be balanced. You've got to have those, like the discipline, like your food, you know, your practices, your shielding, your, you know, whether it's yoga or exercise, whatever it is that you want to do on your daily routine, it's very important to have that balance, and that will keep you grounded in order to you know, keep moving forward every single day. But remember to take time for your own self-healing. I think that was everything.
Thank you, Claire. Most beautiful. So proud of you and all the sessions you've done and all the people you've assisted. They love you. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Phillip? Yeah, go for it, love.
So
Thank you again for being here.
what I felt I was to bring to the round table is to give you an idea of what it's like being a father and the eyes of a father with a child with autism. So that's my contribution today. So when you spoke about, could you share about the vaccine? The reason I couldn't is, and the reason I've been off camera, and the reason I was late, because this is all part of the backstory, is Dan, my son, who's now 17, when he, in my opinion, had his MMR vaccine, so he's got a dual considered the diagnosis of autism and Down syndrome, which I'll go on to because I actually think they're genius. However, personally, I think in the bloodstream there's crystalline structure, and I think some of the kids with a diagnosis of autism have got very, very high crystalline blood, and therefore they're more susceptible to the damage of metals like aluminium. So my son has had tests, and he's clearly had a large quantity of aluminium, and we also had tests done. These are sort of energetic tests, and also through Ora sessions that he had dysbiosis between his gut and his brain. So earlier on, Dad wouldn't come out the car though because he has a very strong will. So that's why I was late. And when he was eating in the background, he decided to eat very, very quickly, which is why I had to go off camera. But the reason I'm saying there is a backstory to this. So if I look at the 3D and the 5D, so 3D is very much part that I'm still very much managing. So 3D is work, earn money, stay in the matrix, do all that, and then raise a child with autism, which is a challenge. But where I'm coming from this perspective, and there's so much I could share here, is the 5D perspective of Daniel is sacred. So you've got your 3D that says child with autism, wasting money on social sit. Well, there can be views, not everybody sees it this way, but what does a child with autism contribute towards society? What do they give? Because they can't function in the 3D. They can't really hold down a job, at least my son can't. He can't really do anything around the house. He's still in pads. I still change his pads. He's very much dependent on me. So, you know, there are times where I go, hey, you know, what's the purpose to this? But the reason I'm saying this is Dan in 5D, and particularly at the recent retreat. So I went to Ireland and I met everyone there for the first time, and it was fantastic. And there's probably lots of people watching. Hi to everyone who's watching that was at the retreat. It was amazing. I met Noel as well, who's from Ireland, and her hubby, and just had a beautiful time. But what people were saying is they saw Daniel as, because Daniel spins round, and I think Aurora kind of made reference at the last video last week, Rumble, about autism and some of the, we spoke about the crystalline blood structure and other stuff. So Daniel spins around. Now, under the 3D paradigm, spinning is just a repetitive behavior because he's trying to manage his external environment and push it all out. But actually, there are times when Dan spins, he is actually doing an energetic transmutation. So there was one story in Ireland. Can I share? I don't know, is it okay to share a story in Ireland about what happened in Ireland? Yeah, because we're obviously. So in Ireland, we went to visit a neighborhood where some children had been. So in Ireland, they, and I think they still do have, they have institutions where children who have had, or mothers that have had children out of marriage get taken to these institutions, and sometimes the children can just be lost. So we went to this place and we discovered in the septic tanks there were lots and lots of children that had been left there, obviously, you know, for various different reasons. They've been put in the septic tank. It's too horrific to talk about. And Dan got out the car, and there was a big playground that we were near, and he decided to go in the road. And I'm like, oh, Dan, please, we've got a playground. You could go on your swings, your favorite swings and everything. And he decided to go in the road. And I was like, why are you doing this, Dan? And then I suddenly got a download of, look at the floor. And I looked at the floor, and I mean, Gina was here too. You feel free to chip in. So I looked at the floor, and there were these 3 big manholes. And I was there with other people, and he was spinning around counterclockwise. Now in Reiki, if you go counterclockwise, that takes, you know, that helps to remove negative energy. So Daniel intuitively went to these 3 manholes that connected with the septic tanks, and he went and span counterclockwise. He was singing to those children that were trapped in those septic tanks. That's why he's here on the earth. That's his 5D reason. And although as a 3D, it's crazy. I mean, he poos in his pad, he wets his bed, coming on this call's a challenge, you know, for me. And my daughter's now driving him in the car to give me a bit of time out. So, but my point being is I think if it was 3D, I would still be very, very committed to Daniel. But the 5D makes me realize every morning he brings something to the world. He anchors in frequency. He's a high frequency child. And that's the reason he got so affected by the vaccine, which is why I think some people don't. And I've questioned for a long time, why did Daniel get so impacted by the vaccine when many other kids are able to sort of continue to function? And I've come to this conclusion that, you know, he's here for a purpose. And I have to fight for him, because it's like, put him in an institution. Well, I know what, personally, I believe what would happen there is he'd get medicated, which would densify his whole body. He wouldn't be able to function. And there's all these other sort of ideas. So every child in my son's school gets not expected, but they're considered, as they're disabled, they're high priority needs. So there's very high demand on vaccinations. So children with autism and other special additional needs are one of the priorities. I'm sorry, I get quite about this, but they're considered as priorities for vaccinations. So I feel as though where I go in this, I feel as though my role is to sort of protect my son, and not just make money for it. I work full time as an architect, so I bring money in, but also to protect the sacred reason that he came in here on the earth. And one of the things, I know I'm talking a lot, but one of the things I've discovered since being in this community is actually it's helped me to understand why my son's here, what his purpose is, what he's here. And he's also here for me because he anchors in a lot of beautiful, he does a lot for me, and he chose to come in to awaken me, to be honest. I know it sounds nuts, but he did. And I was pretty awake. I thought I was pretty awake as it was. Yeah, I could carry on and on and on and on. But that's my story. And I'm particularly grateful that I get a wider perspective, and every day something new. And every day, yeah, there could be challenges, but every day I can anchor in, take a big deep breath and go, what's going on here, and get different. So the idea for me is there's a higher perspective that comes into this 3D craziness, and it gives me a perspective to go, oh, that's what's happening. If I stay within the Matrix 3D, to be honest, it was just game over for me. It's just like crazy. It's pointless. To some degree, it's absolutely pointless even trying to stay on this hamster wheel of challenges. So I guess that's kind of my thing to say today. And I'm just really grateful. It's beautiful. And so many other practitioners, one practitioner said, oh, he's playing with his dragons. You know, and it was lovely to hear all the different perspectives. Someone said, oh, when Daniel came up to me and touched me, I just felt such a sense of love. And it's those kind of moments kind of make me realize this is why I do this, but also the 5D perspective is really important. So I think I'll stop there, if that helps.
Oh, absolutely beautiful, Philip. Thank you for bringing the parenthood to this roundtable, which is number one, as we know. And as you were talking, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the light shifted here because there was like a big dragon that literally blocked out the light. That's the only thing I could explain that would block out a whole sun. Block it out like this, like a big flying being, bird, angel, felt like a dragon as he was talking. And some angels. That was really beautiful. And then so thank you, Philip, for really kind of showing us an example as parents. You know, we have children, you know, they're all so different. Every single one of them has a different type of personality, different mission, you know, that they're assisting with for themselves and then the collective. And I just want to thank you and your beautiful you know, children, and all the children on earth, and all our children here, whoever have children or future children, because you know, they're the reason why we do everything we do today. And you know, Philip's example is showing us, like, even if you have a child who has, you know, autism or period, just, you know, and energetically, mentally, emotionally needs assistance, not to give up on them, and still hold the space and see them still in the higher self version of them and what they truly are doing energetically, which will then bridge in, and in the hopes that it'll give you the strength and power, divine power, to keep pushing on and not give up, with being their caretaker and their guardian, you know? Yeah. Thank you. Love you. Beautiful. Gina, tell us. And then we got some questions after Gina talks.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. I just wanted to say you are all so beautiful and brave, and the beauty and the love from your hearts as you share your stories. If you guys can't feel that out there, please go back to your heart and check it and see what's going on, because everybody is saying things with love to you so you can feel that love. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today, was just that. Everything that all these beauties have talked about today is about, and of course this roundtable is called Seeding the Creation of Life. This is how you do that. You're seeding the creation of your life. And what I really wanted to get to with that is everything they talked about is how we walk our life. We're walking our life in this way. We're healing ourselves, our past, present, future selves, our younger selves. We're doing all this, yes, for ourselves, yes, to grow, yes, to be the best and highest, clearest version of ourselves. But we're also doing this for the collective, for the children, as Aurora just said, for the children, as Phil said, for the children. Everybody's talking, Nikki even talked about her inner child. Every person has been a child. Every being has been a younger version of themselves, has been a child. We are doing it for all children, past, present, and future, for ourselves, for them. We're healing ourselves so that way we can inspire others to do that for themselves. Every person has to do this mission for themselves. I can't do beautiful music like Ora does, you know? I can't I can't do everything that all these beautiful beings have created. It's not my mission to do the Grid Workers Journal and teach people about that. It's not my mission to go and and show every single magical creature, or be this beautiful divine father who protects his children. I have to be my mission, and you have to be your mission, whatever that might be. So the very first thing you have to do is start clearing yourself out so you can remember what that mission is. And that's why we're here. And once we live our mission, once we start getting that mission, we start figuring it out. And like Claire said, it's a daily challenge. Sometimes you might think you're done with figuring out what you've already worked on, but then something might come up to kind of test you a little bit. Were you really done with that? Or is there another layer? Once you peel back those layers, and it's a daily thing, once you peel back those layers, you'll start to have the realization like, oh my gosh, that has nothing to do with me. That's not what I need to be doing. I need to focus on this. And then you might get your divine guidance from your higher self and team, and they might steer you in a different direction. But whatever we're here to do, whatever your purpose is, live it. Live that divine purpose. Be that walking billboard, that walking memorial for people to see that that is who you are, number one, what your purpose is, number two, and that they can do it for themselves, number three. They can do that. You can do this for yourself. This is not something, a secret. Aurora has never held a secret about what can be done. This mission, yes, you have to, provide for your family and teach and charge as an equal exchange, but she does not hide information. The information is there and she teaches it. And as she's teaching, she's learning too. And it's so much fun to watch because she'll be like, oh my gosh, guys, guess what? I just found out. And it's fun and it's exciting. And that's how we live every day. That's how we seed our creation of our own lives and the creation of the world we live on. Remembering the seeds of the creation that have never been forgotten. We're remembering in ourselves to grow that creation again. Third dimension, fourth dimension, sixth dimension, wherever we're going, we're growing and remembering that it's already there. So it's really exciting. I don't know if you guys can feel how excited I am, but it's really exciting to do this every single day. It's tough. It is tough. It sucks. Some days, big sucks. But what did that teach me? What did I learn from that? How did I grow from the big sucky moment? How did it was bad, but did I grow in compassion? Did my heart grow in compassion? Did I learn to forgive? Did I learn how to separate out what's me and what's not me? Did I learn how to teach my child that that's not them? Don't hold on to what somebody else says about you. Did they learn? Did they learn something bad from me? Did I not choose a good path and they're seeing something? Is that something I can help them not go down? Or is there something I can offer them encouragement? Is there a stranger who saw me living in my purpose, saw me being vegan? Did they get inquisitive and think, man, I want to learn a little bit more about being vegan? Or did they say, wow, she's doing something weird with her food because we learned how to clear our food, right? So we don't have any nastiness in our body. What is she doing? And I have people asking, well, what was it you did? And then I'll tell them about healing and shielding and clearing food. Are people watching us live our purpose? Yes, they are. And what are they learning from us that is going to inspire and spark them? It's about that. How do you awaken people? You can't force awakening. You can't force realization. You can't force love. You can't force compassion. You can't force knowledge. And back to Aurora, giving so much gratitude to Charlie, that's what he did too. He taught us a lot how to live your purpose and live your life and live it to where other people saw it. Now, everybody's not going to agree with you, but if you live in it and you do it with compassion and you do it with love, honor, and respect for everyone, and you show them that you're not going to go and feed into what's not organic and what's not truth and what's not love, then that's going to inspire others to see that. And sometimes nasty, negative things do happen. But who is watching? Who's watching that? Who's learning? Who's growing? Who's realizing from that? Anybody who's seen it, anybody who's heard around you. The message is, are you going to live and be that beautiful version of yourself? Are you going to make a choice in that moment to live so somebody else can see the potential of what they can do for themselves? And I just love you, honor you, and respect you. And I hope today that is a message that you take from what we all can share. And learn and grow. If you have questions, reach out and get those questions answered and get excited. Be excited about what you can learn and what you can do for yourself.
Beautiful, Phillip. Yeah, go ahead, love.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. But so my daughter also came to Ireland and she trained as a practitioner. And it's quite remarkable how she is now, although she isn't training or practicing as an Ora practitioner, but it became really useful tools for her to navigate what she's going to do here on. And, she honestly, she sees glitches. I'm not kidding you, in the Matrix. She was in the shopping car park, something really mundane. And these people went past once. and they came back, and they went past again, and they came back, and the third time she just said, what's going on? I've never noticed it. So she's starting to see all the glitches of all the strange phenomena that can happen. I mean, she was there when someone saw a mermaid in Ireland. She saw the shooting stars. She saw the positive UFOs. She saw so much that it was genuinely good for her to be able to have that opportunity. Now she's taken all that with her and she's applying it for her future timelines. And for me, I tell you what, I start getting moved. But for me, that's better than, as great as the university courses are, love, honor, respect, and all the other things that people really, really commit themselves to. For me, that's like a really good vehicle for her. It's a bit like, you know, when you're cycling and you have those stabilizers, it's a bit like it will give her stability now. So when she goes into orbit and she goes huge, I know she'll be able to do it, and she is doing it. And she's already getting all these synchronicities and all these other things coming up. And if she is watching this recording, I'm really proud of you, darling. You're amazing. So sorry to embarrass you, but you are. But so I just want to say it's really a good practical tool. And, you know, it's good for your own personal self-development, as everyone's been saying, but it's really good for my daughter. And you know, it's been super. So thanks.
Beautiful, Philip. Thank you for adding that. And also thank you for also mentioning like the Ireland, which is interesting enough, Philip, you didn't know that I had a session with someone who's born in Ireland, and her session is going to be coming out actually this weekend. So keep an eye out, and it's all about these Magdalene laundries is what they call it, where they killed thousands of Irish babies and auto the excuse of the church wedlock, and that they had the rights to take the mother and her child. And it's very recent, you all. Bet you didn't know that. So watch that session. It's going to be very big, and we can heal some more of the heart there of, you know, one of the hearts of Mother Earth. Go ahead, Philip.
Just a quick, so if I didn't make it clear, when Dan was spinning, he wasn't just singing to the kids, he was helping to assist the souls to go back to their divine timeline. That was amazing. And if that was the only reason, although it isn't, if that was the only reason my son came, which it isn't because he's got lots more to do, it would still be worth every pooey nappy that I've ever changed. You know? So thank you for remembering that, because you explained what that whole thing was all about with the babies and the septic tanks. So thanks.
Thank you. Beautiful ad, Philip. And thank you to all the children that are doing this work. We see you for who you are, and you're beautiful, and we're thankful for you to choose to be here on the mission with us. Thank you. All right, you all, let's see what questions we have here. What an incredible roundtable. This is so divine. Thank you. Thank you. So beautiful to have all 5 of you 6 with me. What an honor. So let's see, we have a couple questions. Okay, so one of the questions, you all, and we could just kind of like, we don't all have to answer it because we'll be here a while. So, you know, whoever feels intuitively that you want to answer, you just kind of, you know, let me know. And then, so the first question is, what can we do to help the world shift to a higher level? I will say that it begins with a lot of what everyone spoke about today, is that the only way to shift the world without is to shift the world within, right? So it is within who you, and how you heal yourself and all these beautiful souls and everything they said, and you raise that vibration, and then it's just a quantum physics thing. You start oscillating, vibrating this echo of energy that then shifts the world around outside of you too. The trees, the neighbors, you know, your environment, and some of what Philip was saying, that the magic that they got to see. And, you know, we found like this ancient tree too that was absolutely incredible. And, you know, you get to basically the magic unfolds and unveils in front of you. And so yeah, that's what I want to say. But anybody else want to say how is it? Again, the question is what can we do to help the world shift to a higher level?
What's that saying? Like, the more you let go, the higher you go. You really have to let go. And I know I obviously touched on it, really like letting go. Like, because the things you're holding on to really are not you. And like, let's just say, like, for me, I was bullied like when I was younger. It's like, if you're holding on to that, and you're like, well, they said I was this, they said I was that. If you just keep carrying it on with you, or I know so many of us have had past lifetimes, right? Like we're holding on to things from Atlantis. We're like mad that someone did this from Atlantis. I'm like, we're about to ascend. So it really is like letting go, but not only looking at this lifetime, but really going back. And I think Claire touched on this too, about going back to when the seed of certain things happened as well. Going back to that really will help you like transform. So really letting go of these things, and then also like really tapping into the magic. Like even saying to yourself, I mean, I am magic, like I am magical, and you're gonna start seeing the magic around you, like the mystical creatures, like the hawks in the sky, like they're dragons. Like if you look at the clouds, they'll form into unicorns and they'll form into angels. Like you'll see it. It's like you got to let go of this density so you can rise higher and just know that you can do it. Like you can do it, and it's so much fun. And like be more playful with yourself as well. Like listen to your favorite song and dance around and be silly. Like be childlike. Like let it go. Like dance around in your house. You don't want to be embarrassed being out. Like just dance around in your house and have a good time. And also like working with nature as well. Like if you're really having a hard day, like, and there's a lot of things you feel like you're holding on to, you're really anxious, like go on into nature, and I'll be like, Mother Earth, like, I'm gonna ground. Can you please help me transform this anxiety, this feeling like scared, and really ground down, and like the trees will help you as well. But like the more you let go, the higher you go.
I love it when you rhyme, Nikki. Nice. One other person, and then we'll continue to the next question.
I was gonna share before I met Aurora on the retreat, I've always struggled to be in love because I've always been like really mental, like really in my mind. And somewhere along my journey or somewhere in a past life or something, I learned that love to really truly just love without them needing to love you back. I felt like almost if I just allowed myself to love people, I would get hurt or somehow like it would just cause me pain. And so I'd close my heart off. And when I met Aurora, she was just like, just be love. And I was like, well, okay, I'll try. Like, and so like I could just feel the love emanating from her. And I thought, I just want to, I keep saying to my guides now every day, help me just be love, like that, help me be love. But the more I've just allowed myself to be love, I found myself expressing to people that I love them without like feeling embarrassed if they don't like that. I don't need them to say it back, but in the past I would have been scared to say things like that in case they reject me or in case like they hurt me somehow. But it's almost like being able to be love even if you don't receive any in return. It's so expansive. It's like it really shifts you. I think having love, being love shifts you more than probably anything else we've even talked about. I was talking about eating food, but just to even be love, it unlocks you and expands you more than I've ever experienced, really. So if we can all try and be more love, and I personally have found sometimes I need to stay off socials and really just stay and be love without watching stuff online because it really can be difficult sometimes. You see stuff, it's really hard when you see hatred online to really stay in that loving space. If you need to take time off socials, do it, but just trying to be more love shifts you so much in it. It's like it's really expansive. It's hard at first to actually allow yourself to do it in fear of like being hurt, but actually when you get over that fear and you love without exception and you just love because that's who you are, it just feels so good to gift that to people and to be able to share it with people. So
Oh, so big, Aura. It's so freeing too, right? It gives you so much freedom because yeah, like it's so much like, oh, like I can only love that person if they love me, right? But no, you could love them even if, oh my God, I love what you said about that. Even if they don't love you, they don't need to resend that love to you. Just love them no matter what. Oh my God, I love it, Aura. Thank you. Don't make me cry. That's so beautiful. All right. Are we good? Anybody else want to say? Move on. We got a couple more questions, so yeah? Okay. All right. Let's see if we could do like two people answering questions so we could try to get them all answered. So the next question is there is so many distractions, false agendas that are imposed upon the children. What can we do to help or prevent this from occurring? What do you guys think? Who wants to answer that?
I think a lot of that, we have to start with if you have children, you start with your own children. And these teachings, you can work with your children. You teach them, you start them off as young as they can. There's teachings that you can teach them small, like learning how to shield with bubbles and making it fun for them. I know Nikki has bubbles, she loves bubbles. So we make it fun for them and we teach them how to protect themselves. I know for my child, nightmares, scary things in dreams, teaching about the dreams and what they can mean and how to do the shields and make sure that you don't consent to whatever's happening. Teaching those your children in the small ways now, and as they grow, they can learn more with you. Um, that's going to give them the courage too, that when they go to schools or they're in public or they're having people say stuff about them, it's going to give them courage to not fall into that. They're still going to have to go through their trials. It's going to be tough. Like I said, we're going to have sucky days, but you can teach them that even though those times are going to teach them something. Help them learn. What did you learn from that? Because it's a lesson. And I think, again, the children starting to learn that, then their friends are going to be like, well, why are you okay with somebody talking junk about you? Well, because I know that it really doesn't matter. That's not who I am. Right. So we can help them on that way to start out with. There's so many more things that we can do, do the sessions that we help with our clients. They're healing, like Nikki talked about, inner child. They're healing their inner child. So that's a version of a child, past, present, future tense of children. You're healing. Sometimes we do find children on spaceships, like Nikki talked about. Sometimes we do find children, like Phil talked about, in the sewers. They're spirits, they're energy bodies, they're, fractals and pieces. So we're helping save the children in that way, energetically and spiritually, helping them not be stuck. So, and also clients that are parents, we're helping those parents so they can be the best version of themselves to be there for their children. And so everything we do every day is for the children, honestly. Everything we do every day, once you learn these sessions and or these methods and you're learning to help yourself, that should be the focus. Healing yourself, healing the collective, healing the children. Everything we do is for the children. It really is.
It really is, you all. I mean, you've heard me write over 900 videos, quantum physics, and even just like the quantum realm and the quantum world, and constantly communicating, being the messengers through our videos, both my clients and myself, right? To you all of what's happening in the energy and so on. You all, you can energetically, quantumly save children. You can. You can assist to save a planet. You can assist to shift the timeline collectively so that that won't happen to the children. Some things can't be changed, but you can do that. And this is what you learn, how to use your brain, your consciousness, all your glands inside your being, in your head, in your brain. You learn how to use that so that you can change the outcome of everything that's happening in front of you and around you. And the more that you empower others to also do that. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else want to add about how to assist the children there? Go ahead, Phillip.
I'll keep mine short so maybe someone else can have a go. But for me, it's kind of like taking my son as example again, because it's personal. The way I assist him is by changing myself, because my paradigm affects my child's paradigm. So if I'm modeling a certain paradigm, until he's independent and able to make up decisions for himself, he will see his world through his father, or through the eyes of the people that are caring for him. So that's very much, I think, the simplicity of how we can support our own kids, and then collectively maybe someone else could answer that.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're like watching a video from someone who claims that they're like channeling the Galactic Federation, blah 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 blah, and then there's like they're like tapping into like aliens and like reptilians and like mantis beings and all these like different things. What do you think is happening as you're watching that video to your child? So that's key what Phillip said. That right there could be bridging in and opening a slit for your child to begin to be abducted. Let's just be honest here. You're a guardian, you're a parent, And this is where I get really tough, especially as a parent and your children, is that you have to guard that space. And that's not just your children, because a lot of you have animal companions that are your children. How are they protecting you, constantly shifting the timeline because you are exhausting to take care of? And that's why they're taking naps, because you are a full-time job, those animal companions, right? The dogs and the cats, birds, whoever you have. So yes, be very aware of every choice you're making, everything you're eating, everything you're watching, everything you're listening, and yeah, do not consent to anything that is artificial and false and harming. You know. Anybody else want to say anything? Move on to the next one.
Can I say one other thing? Have a lot of fun.
Of course.
An awful lot of fun. Play, go out in nature. Just have a lot of fun. Kids really work. I mean, I was saying recently about when I look around, I'll try and keep it short, but you know, I was at a supermarket and I was watching people and everyone looked really, really, really fed up. And I said, how many people do I know in my life that actually enjoy their current way of being? And I said, do you know what though? Children do. Children do. I genuinely think children up to a certain age, until certain things happen, they play, they're in the moment, and they really, really enjoy life. So where I was going somewhere with this, so why was I saying that? I've forgotten now. I was just getting the download there. But do you know what? I've completely forgotten what was I saying when someone help?
About how your grocery store, maybe.
Oh, do you know what? But I've forgotten where my train of thought, but it was just really saying about how what was I was going to say? Yeah, play, have a lot of fun. That was it. It was all about, one of the things I'd say is play, have a lot of fun. And I feel that breaks some of this 3D frequency. Playing is really powerful. Genuine, authentic, heartfelt play, not just, I'm going to pretend to be a playful person. Really enjoy the moment. Do something that you enjoy. And I think your kids kind of really connect that. But the reason I was saying about the kids are happy. Most of the kids, until they get to a certain threshold and certain institutions are affecting their paradigm of understanding, you know, magical creatures and all that is no longer accessible because all the books say they're blah, blah, blah. But children generally up to a certain age are really, really happy. They're super happy. And, you know, I just think there's a real beautiful lesson in that, and the importance of fun and playing. And I know you can measure frequency. Authenticity is a real powerful frequency, but play and fun is also, when it's measured in kilohertz, it's quite a large, high frequency, which then affects us, affects our environments, and you could argue affects the wider collective. So that's where I was going with that. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Powerful, Phillip. Which explains, Nikki, why you're always vibing so high, girl. Of course that hurts of having fun and playing and like being magical and magical unicorns and so on. It's gonna be so high, Phillip. That's powerful. Thank you. Go ahead, Claire.
Just quickly, it just reminded me, so the other day we went on the lunar eclipse, we went to a certain stone circle. And when we went there, we met this just randomly, but it was no coincidence. Obviously, it was divinely guided. We met this beautiful woman with her 2 autistic children. And how you're talking about play. So basically, me and Jeffrey had a mission there, but we could not complete that mission on our own. So they divinely placed this woman and the 2 autistic children that we spent 5 hours with. We went around the whole of this area in Derbyshire. And the moment that the cleansing and activation happened within the stone circle, the children were both playing. They were both playing and we were playing with them. We were all playing together around the stone circle. And that is what shifted. The Elvins came in. There was crystal energy activations within it, and it was connected up to a star system. That could not have happened without their energy. And they're both homeschooled. She looks out, you know, an absolutely beautiful woman, beautiful family. And they were playing, you know, just their own little things that they wanted to do. But it was just that energy of playing. And also chanting. So they were like chanting, but it was their way of playing, which was interesting, Phil, because it was just that
Hold
moment.
on. Can you guys confirm you can see us and hear us? Yeah? Let us know. Yeah? I opened 2 windows and they're both kind of frozen, and I just want to make sure we're able to record all this.
I can see it from here, Aurora.
Okay, good. So it's just me. All right, continue, Claire.
So it was the chanting. It was just like he was playing like a train sound, but the way that he was the voice and the frequency of it, that was obviously he was connecting to the star system and whatever needed to go on. It was just magical, and we spent 5 hours with them. We couldn't have done it without them.
That
Can
is amazing. Go ahead, Phillip.
add really quick? My son is non-verbal, and you know what you're talking about there, and that came through this course. I'll be really quick because I know other people got their hands up. So my son doesn't speak. Now there has been a question in my mind: is that because he uses frequency? Like he sometimes sounds like he's making frequencies like a whale, and I used to get really embarrassed by it because we go in this high street and it'd be like making these sounds and everyone else is talking. But I've just lived with the fact that actually I think he's communicating, like Claire was saying, at a much higher resonance, and actually it could be he's elected to do it. Maybe he's got to, you know, there's lots of questions around that, but it's beautiful. Sorry, Aurora, that was beautiful. I just kind of wanted to share that from my own personal experience. So
Yes, thank you, Phillip. That is incredible, huh? Like all these children, they're just doing something. Even watching your son, I do some of these things, but in a different level, right? If you guys go to a retreat, you're gonna see me running everywhere. I start spinning in circles, right? You're like, oh, where's Ora? Oh, there she is. She's on her own little agenda. Even watching like some of the children that we had a couple of children with us, like one of the child, that was with us. Needed to go a certain way and needed to happen in that moment, and that's just me. I live like that, just listening to my inner child that's guiding me really to my higher self, and then they're telling me what to do, and these magical things will happen. Like I'll start spinning, and then all of a sudden there'll be a perfect circle that parted, only a purple, a blue sky, right, just where I'm spinning, like, and expands and grows. So it's just that. It's like you're not trying to force anything, you just be. And the way that you be creates the moment. And yeah, and it's about being like that, like a child. I admire the children. Like we're at a retreat, this young little, there's kids everywhere. They're just like running around, no one's telling them what to do. They just gotta be cautious, right? Unless they're doing something dangerous, climbing stones, touching rocks, touching water. They're just exploring and having fun. And I think that's what really assist people, right? When you guys are Aura practitioners, you come to our reunions, is that reminds you that you could be free like that, and you could have fun, you can dance, you can explore, and be that you had forgotten when you were young, right? And that you like held back so long, and you do that in your own adulthood, in your own fairy angelic self, dragon self. It's just incredible. Go ahead, Nikki, and then we'll move on to the next question. And Gina too. Go ahead, both of you.
But what you were saying about like just the sound and the mantra. So I went to Mount Shasta and I started singing like the the ah. I was only like, I think 3 of them in to doing the chakras, and all of a sudden I open my eyes and I'm in a different world. So I think it just like plays off like the power of the voice and the sound that like we don't really even comprehend, like in our little human brain, like how powerful the sound is. But yeah, obviously, like I'm super big about play. I mean, I'm literally an adult with like children's toys. I just feel like I don't want to grow up, but I feel like the way that we keep cultivating these higher timelines is really letting the children be children, because I've seen it on the retreats, and we're like, show us a fairy, show us a phoenix, and they're pointing and they know. And then this woman who I'm really good friends with, she works with children, and I was telling her, like, when I went on a walk with her the other day, I said, oh yeah, that hawk in the sky is a dragon. And she's like, oh my God, the children love dragons. So then the other day she went and she told the children, that's a dragon. And then that girl was like, yeah, there's dragons everywhere, and you're a rainbow dragon. So it's like, if we keep cultivating that energy where they can be in that play and that bliss, that's how we get to the 6D. It's not by shutting down like, oh, okay, yeah, you saw a fairy. It's by like, whoa, what did they look like? Like really keep sparking that imagination inside of us, and that's how we change the timelines. So yeah, I love the children, and obviously I love being like 5. So sending love to all the children.
Yes, allowing them to know that it is real, the world that they are seeing and sensing. Oh my God, I love that. Go ahead, Gina.
Yeah, exactly, Nikki. That's exactly leading into what I was going to say, as far as like the children are leading us. They're having a good time. They're seeing the magic. We need to join in. Join in with your kids. Like your kids. Love your kids. Have fun with your kids. If they're being silly, be silly with them. Don't be mad. Unless, I mean, make sure they're being safe. But like spending time with your kids and having fun like a silly person. Do that. Be crazy. Be fun. Run around like a crazy person. Dance in the rain. Be silly. They're teaching us. They literally are teaching us and reminding us who we are in our hearts. Reminding us not to live in the deeper darkness. Yeah, we have stuff to work on, but we can enjoy the world around us. And it's so simple. If you ever, I know so many people, um, they forget what it's like to be a kid, but there's plenty of videos showing babies laughing. If you have a bad day, go watch a baby laughing video. Go watch cats or dogs being silly and funny. I mean, they are loving life. They are doing things. You can have fun with them and enjoy just being with them. And I don't know. I think so many parents take it serious and they be a parent and you have to be gruff all the time, but you don't. You can be just fun. You can have fun with your kids and be interested. Like, what do you want to teach me? Is that you saw a dragon in that cloud? Well, what did it look like? What color was it? Get involved with their magical world so that way you can remember too.
Ultimately, it's the children, the inner child that just wants to be heard, right? Even our own inner child wants to be heard, and they just want to be heard. And just like Gina just said, what did the color look like? What so on, right? So that's something that I've since 8-9 years ago when I began this, is I started working with the children and allowing for them to be able to share what's being shown in their third eye. Or some of them see it even physically in this world. They see both of these worlds that are kind of separated right now, the 3D and the 5D. They see it united and they're seeing it. They're in physical form to them, crystalline physical form. So yeah, are we good there? I think that really good question. That really ignited us all. You good? All right. All right. So the next question here is oh, and then Zen said, he came and said, be empowered, just like Philip's name, right? It starts empowered. Be empowered and empower your children to believe everything they're seeing and sensing. Yeah. Thank you. And then, okay, so someone else said, so what do we do if we feel shielding is still letting negative energy in? I use invisibility cloak after other shielding and an ex-friend's negative phone call energy still got in. How come? Anybody want to answer that?
So I suppose it all depends as if there's any cords that still connect to the ex-friend. Have they done any work with that? Energetic work, because it's not just about blocking the person on social media and in the physical, but it's also about the energy. So have they blocked that person, cut the cords? Is there any contracts there that needs to be looked at? And then again, is there a past life that they had with them? There's some way that they are managing to get in, and that could be through a past life into the tree of life, and then seeping through into this everyday life.
Beautiful. Anyone else? I think that was perfect.
Yeah, I just said one more thing. Like, you said ex-friend, but there's a lot of other people in our lives that we hold on to, and those people might not have the most love for us. If those people don't have the love for us, it's going to affect other things too. So being shielded, but having other people in your life that you're attached to, like Claire just said, cores and attachments. Like sometimes we have negative family members. It's tough. It's tough to let go of some of those things. But if somebody doesn't have love for you or your family, your children, do they need to be in your life? If they don't really mean the best for you, if they don't have your love for you, if they're nasty towards you or they're kind of okay in public but they're nasty in private, do you want to maintain that in your life? Do you want that affecting you and your children? Do you want to have that? Because it'll affect you. It'll continue to sometimes say maybe like you're having an issue with a certain particular thing, and it may be because of one of those people you still have in your life. of why you can't go forward. So just keep that in mind, because the people that you surround yourself with will affect you in multiple different ways.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. And then next, we got 2 more questions and we'll finish it up, you all. We've done incredible. What a beautiful roundtable. They're all my favorite, but this is my favorite now. And then someone said, Ora, these beautiful practitioners all came to you for guidance and they were able to change their lives. It must be cool to see their transformation occur throughout time. How does it feel when you see the shift occurring within them? That's my favorite. And a lot of the people, a lot of practitioners who are here also is their favorite because yes, they're all here as practitioners, but maybe they also began as clients, sessions that maybe they just got a reading or an aura or raw Reiki, you know, and then they were like, wow, this was incredible for me. So I have to learn this to do this for myself because yes, Aurora was the bridge to this communication, but now I need to take my power back and know that I can do this too. Till that time, you know, we're here to hold the space for you. And even sometimes I offer like one-on-ones and you're here and it's kind of like a reading, but it's also, you also get a lot of your own answers because I'm holding the space for you to get your own answers too. So to me, it is beautiful, you all. And it is the reason why I do this. One of the reasons why I do this. I mean, number one is to save lives. I am here to save lives and I help them save lives by teaching them how to save themselves and how to teach how to save their own children and right animal companions. So it gives me purpose every day and us honestly, yes, I'm holding the space for people to save themselves, but you all save me every day. It gets tough sometimes. Energetically, it's a very highly sensitive, intuitive being. The world and the energy gets heavy and yeah, hard sometimes. So, but then, you know, the very next day or someone writes a comment or someone, you know, next day I have a session, or it heals me. You heal me. I mean, you heal yourself, but me watching you heal yourself heals me every day and it helps me grow. So, I mean, it is the best role I could be playing on earth, to watch you all. And then it's interesting because like I don't share like too much details because you know the whole part of being a teacher is that you can't tell them every single detail and because they have to create it, and then you have to be cautious exactly what you say in the moment that the guides are telling you. So sometimes you'll get a message for them, but you have to wait a year or a week or the next time you see them to give them that message. Because when it feels right, it's about the feeling in the heart, and the heart is the compass that's guiding you. So it is beautiful to see them where they began at, like so unsure, and here they are. And some people takes you a couple years. Maybe you've been watching me for years, and yeah, perhaps you still don't think you're ready, but you are ready. You've been here. You are so ready. All you have to do is make up your mind that you are ready, and what will happen quantumly? The universe will start creating it for you. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful to watch your beauty grow every day. And even those of you who are not like, you know, practitioners or haven't done any of your courses, but you've been thinking about it, but even just you listening is incredible to me. I want to thank you infinitely. And which brings me to, I remember at the beginning of my awakening, I don't think I've ever shared this publicly. I went to one of those like UFO conferences. My team said, you're not staying in the place. You're not staying. Okay, so they made sure that I didn't stay in the hotel that they were hosting one of these UFO conferences, right? So I stayed outside, but I remember even then, and this was guys like a couple months, maybe not even a year of being there. People recognized me in the bathroom. People would stand up. You all, I'm talking about 2017, we're in 2025. And I know that sometimes the views don't show it. But back then in my beginning, and people would stand up and someone was about to speak and they'd be like, Ora, oh my God, you know, like it was incredible. And then I did it wasn't a conference, it was just kind of like this little spiritual fest with Laura Eisenhower, and 80 to 90% of the people knew me, which is pretty big at that point, I'd say. So back then, when no one, kind of knew me, to have all these people be vibing to love. So the thing about it is that sometimes you guys find me, right? And then you astray. And that is okay. You're gonna learn lots of lessons, but you astray because you're meant to learn that lesson. And that will help you grow to get there. And so it is also very lovingly rewarding for me to watch them stay in their hearts, like these beautiful beings who are here, the clients, the practitioners, they stay in their heart and they level up because I'm shooting fast like a shooting star. So, and I'm going to be vibing to love, like Ora said. So just be love. And it's hard to be just love, isn't it? It is challenging because every single distraction is going to come at you. So I want to give kind of love and just express my love to you. If you're watching me, whether you're a practitioner or not, or a student of any courses, I want to thank you because you're watching. I mean, that in itself is huge. The fact that you're watching this very video and watch the others tells a lot about you, that you have been able to understand this love-like content. Because that's how we do it, right? Haters, trolls don't even bother. It's just love. And you could be love with fierceness at the same time. You can, because that's the two of that combination is sovereignty. Yeah. So beautiful. Thank you for that question. Are we good? Yeah. Okay. So the next one is, the last one we'll finish it up with is, for anyone watching, what's the best way to connect with Ora practitioners if maybe we are not ready for a session yet? So they have their websites. You could check out the directory, right? Check out their website, see what they're up to. I am going to start the news that we have on our orapractitioners.com. So keep an eye on that. Within a week, we're going to get some news updates on how what's new with them. So we'll get that out for you guys, and we'll do that monthly. We're going to continue to do that monthly from here on. And so what are ways? Let's see, check out their YouTubes, their TikToks. Just go follow them. I mean, they're so beautiful. They've worked hard, you all. They've worked divinely hard to be here. Some of what Claire was talking about, like balancing. To be here, they have had to have balanced themselves very much so. And through their sessions to hold the space for you as the client too. I mean, we do so much to make sure that we're at the highest vibrational, clearest vessel being, vibratory match to you and the purity that's going to come out of you and your infinite source of light healing. So yeah, love to them. And what do you guys want to share? Like, what other ways can they find you guys? Ora's music, right?
I was just gonna say that me and Latoya, we've just started doing something called Sister Pearl Conversations. Latoya's another Aura practitioner. And the reason why we started doing that was because we wanted to share more in depth about Aura sessions, because, it's a big thing to sometimes even, just like invest your energy, your time, your money into an Aura session. Sometimes people don't know if they're ready for doing it. It's a big thing. You have to be ready and prepared. And what's having an aura like? So we thought we're going to have these conversations so that people, if they're just not sure whether they're ready or how can they be prepared, so that's why we started doing conversations, because truly aura is, because that is your self-healing, that is the best self-healing journey, truly, to do an aura session. It's so transformative, and I really just want to share with like the whole world how transformative it is. So that's why we started the conversations, because you'll never forget it. You'll never forget your auras. So yeah, you can check us out on either my YouTube, which is Krysto Sophia Circle of Light, Rumble, and then also Latoya is at Sophia's Garden, so she'll be sharing as well.
Beautiful. And sign up to my newsletter, which I'm gonna get a whole newsletter together with the different projects that they have going on, because even though I roll out a lot of videos, I know sometimes you watch all the video, which is amazing, And so you could go check out their content, and these beautiful beings have been here for years, and and some of them were watching before they became certified. They've been here time, and they've proven time after time that they could be love light. Because it's hard too, because sometimes when I recommend people end up not being so good sometimes. So then that's why I'm always very cautious. And yeah, so follow your heart. It is incredible. I want to tell you that around the world, we're doing our best to have as many practitioners as we can. Like, I was talking to a practitioner from Norway, and someone reached out to her, and she was like, oh my God, the client was like, are you really an aura practitioner? Are you really, like, for real? And she's like, I am. And she's like, oh my God, like, I was looking for someone in your area. So do it, you all. It's just, it's so beautiful to heal yourself. You got it. Anything else, you all? Any other projects you want to share?
Yeah, it really is so transformative when Claire was talking about your first one. Like, so maybe a couple years prior to that, my body was experiencing symptoms of MS, which is multiple sclerosis, and I had thousands of entities, like I think 10,000 entities all over my body that was really causing my body to feel physically numb. So when Aurora says that people are healed from the inhealable or whatever they want to say, it really will. Like, if your soul is ready for you to let it go, you really will. So it really will transform you. Like, you can heal from anything. And I've believed that for a while. I believe that when I first, like, was experiencing the sickness, I was like, I'm gonna heal from this. Like, I don't know how, but I'm gonna heal. And I did do a lot of work on myself, but it was really that aura session that completely freed me. So the work we do is like, it's immense. Like, if your soul is ready for it, like, jump in, because it's just so freeing. It's so freeing. It's just so magical. And once again, I talk a lot about mystical creatures on my channel, or positive daily messages. So once again, my TikTok and YouTube are called Majestic Unicorn Healing, and you can find the links to have a session with me. And I look forward to, like, meeting you on the sessions. Aurora, thank you again for just the infinite love light that you share to us and the world. And really, you're just like such a force to be reckoned with, and you're just so absolutely gorgeous. And you just hold the most infinite love. And if you ever meet her in person, like, I know some people do the like, haven't met her in person yet, like, you have to let it go. Like, I'm telling you, I remember, because like all of my friends were practitioners, and I was like, all right, I know you guys did in person, but like, nobody told me that she's this intense. But like, she holds such infinite love that things that you're holding on to, you have to let go if you want to be in her vibration. If you want to be like within a 5-foot radius, you really have to let it go. So I'm really just so grateful for you, for everything that you do for the collective. And to all the Aura practitioners, like, I've met every single person on this call. Like, when I tell you, just beauty and love, they're so beautiful. Like, find who resonates with you, because there's so many beautiful Aura practitioners all over the world, and there's going to be someone that you're going to resonate with, and they're just so absolutely beautiful. So get a session, or just watch us online, because the love is felt and emanated out by everything, because we really are bodying source love light. So I love you all so much. And yeah, if you want to tap into more of your mystical creatures, come book a session with me and we can go dive in. Or also, if your animals need help, because the animals are mystical creatures, so we can do raw sessions on them to help them align to their highest timeline too, right? Maybe that's your dragon that you're going to send out on, that's your creature right now. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's just warmed my heart to be here. I love you all infinitely.
Thank you, Nikki. Love you. Watch her channel. It's just like watch her little video she makes, because it's like, if you felt like kind of tired and like wear down, you just watch it and you're like, oh, you're like this, like a little charge of electricity that just kind of, because she just is that. And the animals. Oh, I want to share one thing, and then Phillip, you could go. Is that I want to share a story about there was a practitioner who's reached out to me, and she was in tears crying, because she had just got certified, and she said, my dog, my only love, right, is blind and is losing the other eye, and it's got this, the what is it, it's like misty, in the eye. I forget, is it cataract or cataract? Yeah. And so one eye has gone, the other one is gonna go, according to the vet. And she is like giving up. She's like, I don't even want to be here on earth. Like, if my dog is gonna become blind, I mean, there's no point, like, why am I here? It was pretty bad, and I could understand that, as because our animals are children again. So I tell her, you got this. And I give her the encouragement, everything she needs to hear, just kind of, and guess what, you all? Couple days, maybe a week. Her dog is healed completely. She says you could see the smoky went away. You could see the whole eye, the pupil, the redness is back in the eye. I mean, 1 week, girl, you did it, girl, you did it. I'm telling you guys can do it. So come join my Raw Reiki certification live if you just want to do Raw Reiki next month, October, or in November, Ora and Raw, to get all of them. Go ahead, Phillip, love.
Yeah, just to add to it, the thing I love also, so you can have your own personal individual healing, or for your animals, you also get to go on missions. It's freaking amazing. It's like, what I've realized now is that when I select a practitioner, because that practitioner holds space for a particular mission, and that's awesome, and that has ripple effects across the whole collective. So it could even be that some people are being called because actually they got codes or they got something that is going to help the wider collective. So that's another kind of a bigger picture of going into the quantum through a aura session, and it's just fantastic. There's so many stories all of us could tell. We could be here for another hour, but the missions are just incredible, absolutely amazing. So yeah.
Yes, and I want to point out as I'm talking about my numbers, okay, one window says there's 234 streaming now, and then the other one says 132 streaming now. That's silly. Or you want to see something, love?
Yeah, I think you're psychic because when we was on the retreat, like we were talking and like I had like something in my mind and you just went and said it and I was like, this bitch can read my mind. But what is like, I want to share if anyone is watching who's come over from my channels at all, I want you guys to know I'm really fussy with like who I will learn from. Like I barely choose any spiritual teachers because I need to know that they are someone who really is true with what they do and how they live and like they really are. And when I started reading Aurora's books and started doing her courses, I was just like so like honestly like mind blown with the level of wisdom and information, the stuff that you learn from Aurora, you'll never hear anywhere else. And I wanted to share because I've luckily got you on my channel on TikTok next Wednesday. We're doing a live together. So what I want to share with if anyone's here from my own channels, you'll know that I look at the flat earth and Antarctica, and I'm just reading Aurora's book that's called Beyond the Ice Walls, The Lost Cities of Antarctica, guys. It's so crazy because I've been into the flat earth for like the past say 6-7 years and never heard information that like the stuff that Aurora's bringing through, and it's like, how have I been researching this for so long and everyone's saying the same stuff, everyone's sharing the same information, but Aurora just like completely, it's like Aurora takes it to the next level times like 1,000. It's crazy, but so interesting because there's so much to learn. So I would love to definitely talk more about that on our call anyway. But just like the level of information that Aurora pulls through, it's straight from source, and you can feel it's true, and it's like it's just next level. And even the practitioners, they're all next level. So it's like the group is so like, divine and so on it and so powerful and like almost like masters really in our own right, every one of us. And when Aurora brought all this through, she had this she planted this seed of divine love. This is where it all came from, is this seed of love. And so that's why it's blossomed into such a powerful like garden of Eden. Like the gardens here, it's like this beautiful mega garden of abundance and like fruit and divinity, so strong because it came from this pure seed. And it's almost like you built your foundations on these pillars of love, and so nothing would ever like make them fall. it's just an ever blossoming, beautiful thing to be a part of, really. So I wanted to share all that.
Thank you. Thank you, Ora. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the 17th, right? 1 p.m.
Yes.
Central my time on Ora's TikTok live. Make sure you guys go check us out. Something that I really love about Ora is that she's got like these beautiful kind of Celtic goddess energy to her that really grounds you, but then also makes you heavenly at the same time. So it's like a bridge between the heavens and the earth. So thank you for bridging that. And I love everything you said and all we talked about, especially like how you just said, or about the seeds, because if it starts off with a organic pure seed that has not been modified in any form, then it will grow into this beautiful, beautiful creation, being abundant, whatever you're trying to manifest. So I love that you are helping seed and shift, and you could also heal those seeds if maybe if they were started dark, you could, that's what we teach with the entity removal, how to heal them to bring them back to their organic divinity. So thank you. Yeah, check out the book, The Lost Cities of Tartaria. Quite epic, you all, quite epic. Thank you. Thank you, Ora, for being you. You are loved. Philip, were you going to say something or you already said something? I can't remember. I'm having a deja vu.
I was smiling because I'm happy.
Okay. All right. You are, wow. Everything we shared today is, I love the title. Thank you to my beautiful Zen who gave me the title, Seeding the Creation of Life. Because we talked about how to seed them for the beginning of beauty, pure beauty. But then also if they didn't start off or they kind of went a little different, how to shift them back into being at its original, because everything made from love is organic, and it will always hold the love inside of it so that you could bring it back to that love frequency. Thank you for being you. Thank you for listening, for being part of this video. I love you with all that I am. We all love you. Check out all these beautiful folk, all these beautiful people. And oh my God, Ora, that you had me cracking up when you were like this. Did you say a B? Did you?
I did.
Did I hear that right? I think she
I'm
said
usually very like particular with my words, but sometimes when I know it would just like land really well, I'm just like, go on then.
so good. Also, you
Cancel and delete.
I loved it. It was too funny. All right, thank you. You are so ready. I love you. I'll see you all next time. Oh, let's finish up with song. Come on, another one of Ora's.
Love can be a struggle.
It's called Pisces or Pieces. Sorry, Pieces.
All the same. Say that I'm a puzzle. Hey, play the game. I got the pieces. 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 I got the pieces.
Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Dance with us, y'all. You got the pieces today. Come on. Find those pieces in you that need to be healed. I love you all. See you the 17th with Ora on her TikTok, which is called, what is it called again?
Ora Zikara.
Gabby? Ora Zikara.
Ora Zikara. Ora
Zikara. All right, you all. Subscribe, hit like right now. What's up? And go into the weekend dancing and have fun. And remember to just be a child with no worry. It'll work out. I love you. See y'all next time. Bye, my loves.